I need to stop chewing this gum. That's what I need to do. Stop chewing. Hey guys, welcome and welcome back to my channel. If this is your first time coming across my channel, hi, my name is Tamika, and on this channel we get into all things fashion, makeup, beauty, lifestyle, all that good stuff, but hashtag affordable, because I'm all about affordability. And if that is something that you guys are interested in, definitely go ahead and hit that subscribe button down below, and also don't forget to turn on that notification bell so you are notified when I do upload a video. I would love to have you join this little but growing family, and let's hop right into the video. Okay, so as you can tell by the title, this is going to be the eyeshadow palettes tag. I think that this this trend has been going around for like about a month, a little over a month or so, so I'm a little bit late to the trend, but nevertheless I did want to come on here and share with you guys like my newest palettes, my oldest palettes, all that type of stuff in this tag video. So if you guys are interested, let's get right into it. So I believe this tag video, this whole concept of this video was created by Allie Glines and I think Samantha March, I believe that's her name. But yeah, I think they collaborated together on this video, so I'm definitely gonna hop on and join the fun. It's something, it was like a really cool thing to like go back into the many eyeshadow palettes I have. Now I say many, I really don't think I have that much eyeshadow palettes, but there's quite a few. So let's just hop right into it. Let me pull up my list here. Alright, so first up on the list is, what is your newest eyeshadow palette? And my newest eyeshadow palette is this e.l.f. Retro Paradise palette. I literally got this like, last week, and I did a video on this. If you guys are interested, I'll go ahead and link it up here so you guys can check that out. But yeah, this is my newest eyeshadow palette. Affordable. Yeah, I got this from, I believe it's exclusive to Target, and that's where I picked it up along with a few other pieces from this collection. But I really like this eyeshadow palette because like it's called Retro Paradise. I love all the colors in here. It's very like fun and vibrant and great for the summer. Lots of pops of color in here, and it's definitely given off a paradise type of vibe. Yeah, and I really like this palette, and I hope, well, I'm not gonna say I'm gonna have all these things to say. Whatever I can find and you might be interested in, I'm gonna try to link them down below so you guys can check them out for yourself if you're interested in any of these products, like the more recent stuff, and you'll get what I mean when we get further into the video. Alright, so next up is, what is your oldest palette? Now, I'm surprised that I even still had this palette laying around, but I feel like it makes sense because it was like one of my first high-end eyeshadow palette, if you will. So that's probably why I kept on to it, because it's like, wow, this is like my first real makeup product. Let me go ahead and save it for sentimental value, but it is this very dusty Urban Decay eyeshadow palette, and it looks like it's this huge situation we have going on here. It opens up like this, and I believe this was called what was this called? Oh, it's called the Urban Decay Book of Shadows Volume 4. So now, as you can tell, it's huge like a book, and when you open it, there are different compartments. So there's obviously, so this must have came out in like, girl, I don't even remember, maybe 2011. I'm not sure, but I feel like that's around the time I really started getting into makeup and buying, like dipping my toe in buying more high-end makeup. So I think that's where I went and got this. But if I'm being honest, I don't even think I got this from Sephora. I'm not sure, because when I looked it up, it said that it was, when it came out, $64. And honestly, I cannot see myself spending $64 on an eyeshadow palette. That is why I don't have a full-size, what's that girl name? Huda Beauty palette, because I don't know. So I really don't know how I got this, if I got this from like Marshalls or something like that. But I have it, and it is definitely one of my oldest palettes. But anyway, as you open it up, it has like little butterfly appliques along with the mirror right here. The little butterfly appliques, even like right here, these are kind of like pop-up butterflies. I hope you can see that there. But I thought that was really cool. And another thing that it also came with, there's a little piece right here that kind of, you can pull it out. I can't believe I still have this. There's a piece up at top that you can pull out that you can, well, it's not going to stay anymore, but it's like this little pocket piece here. But what that actually was for was you can stick your phone right on here. And why that is there is because this also came with a little pull-out thing here, as well as all your eyeshadows at the bottom. If I can pull it open. There we go. So here is the eyeshadow palette. So let's see how we could do this without messing everything up. So as you can tell, it's definitely old, and I have not used this for years, obviously. But this is what the eyeshadow palette looked like. And when I got this, I was obsessed with using this gold color right here, which is called Baked, this green color, which is called Bender, because I loved how, that's when I realized I love how gold and green look on my eyes, especially gold, because it brings out the brown in my eyes. But yeah, I was obsessed with using those colors. But as you can see, I haven't hit pan. I have not hit pan in any of my eyeshadow palettes because I don't know, most of you don't know, but if you don't know, I don't wear makeup every day. It's like something fun to play, and I only put it on if I'm going somewhere, if I decide to put on makeup if I'm going somewhere. But yeah, a lot of my eyeshadow palettes I have never hit pan on. But so that's why these shadows are still intact. It also came with a liner, a mini mascara, what was this? The primer potion. Is that what it's called? Am I making that up? It was a mini eyeshadow primer, and it also came with this little USB little connection thing, because this little piece right here, whoops, this little piece right here is actually a speaker. So if you can see that there, and it's really gross because it's so old and I don't know why it's sticky, but it's sticky. But this is a little speaker, and it comes like a little clip that you could just like clip it onto your keychain and just bring it around with you everywhere you go. But why that speaker is in there is because this little QR card with like all the QR codes that was like really popular, to scan QR codes back in the day. But it has a whole bunch of QR codes that leads to videos. So you would scan it with your phone on any one of these, and it would lead to tutorials, and it will show you how to do these different eyeshadow looks. So there's like monochrome look, a smoke out look, crystallized, purple cat, and a naked look. It was like you would scan the QR code, the video would play on your phone. You could put you can lay your phone right here. There was this little connection piece. You would hook it up to your phone into the speaker, so it would play the videos, and you have like a little, I don't know, a little speaker. I don't know why you wouldn't just use the speaker in your phone. Maybe it wasn't loud enough back in the day. But yeah, that's what that was for. That is my oldest eyeshadow palette, and I'm surprised, like I said, that I still have it. Alright, so next on the list is, what is your most expensive eyeshadow palette? Now, like I said, I like to dabble in all the makeup, but I love to be super affordable. So my most expensive eyeshadow palette is nothing too expensive, but it's the most expensive out of all the eyeshadow palettes I own, and that is this Anastasia Beverly Hills and Jackie Aina palette. Now, this palette, when it came out, it retailed for $45, and this is like my first Anastasia Beverly Hills palette. I don't have any of her other palettes, nothing, no ABH. I love Jackie Aina, and I always like to support anything that she's collaborating with, so I went ahead and got this eyeshadow palette, and I really like this one. I love all the colors in here. It looks amazing on my skin tone, which, you know, she made sure to keep that in mind for the darker skinned women. But yeah, love this palette. This is my most expensive. I know there's nothing to write home about. We've got no Huda Beauty. We've got no Pat, no Auntie Pat, which I really wish I could. Maybe sometime in the future. We've got No Natasha Denona. Nope. Just good old ABH and Jackie Aina. This is the most expensive. That's the most I was willing to pay for a palette. But anyway, that's besides the point. Most expensive. Alright, so next up is, what is your most affordable palettes? And these palettes I actually got recently as well, maybe like 2 weeks ago. And it is the e.l.f. bite-sized eyeshadow palettes. Now these eyeshadow palettes, I will go ahead and link the video to the makeup look that I created using this palette up here, because the pigmentation in these eyeshadow palettes, amazing. And this is only $3. $3. So it's just like a small eyeshadow quad with like complementary colors. This one is called Carnival. Thank you. This one is called Carnival Candy with the pop of blue in here. And then this one, which is kind of like nude, but you have like some bronzy shimmers in here. This one is called Pumpkin Pie, but these are my least expensive, most affordable eyeshadow palettes at $3. Next up, we have an everyday eyeshadow palette. Now, the eyeshadow palette that I have that is perfect for everyday, I can't actually find it. I have no idea where it is. I actually think it's in my sister's possession, but she might not even know where it is. But yeah, I have no idea where that palette is, but it is, I'm just going to pull it up and show it to you guys here. But it's the Juvia's Place, the Nubian palette, which was like one of their first launches when they started as a brand. And it looks like this. Let's go ahead and zoom in so you guys can see. But that was the palette, and it was just the perfect everyday neutral glam, soft glam, if you will. So much natural and neutral shades in here, lots of warm browns, and then your just essential pops of shimmer, like gold shimmer. Perfect. So when these palettes came out, I believe they retailed for $20. I'm not really sure. This was a long time ago. The very first 4 palettes they came out with, I have all of those. It's just this one I cannot find, but I would classify this as the perfect everyday eyeshadow palette for anyone. Alright, so next up we have the most colorful. Now this palette, I would say is the most colorful because it's true to a rainbow, and that is this Makeup Revolution and Tammy Tropical Carnival eyeshadow palette. And I mean, just look at the outside, look at the cover. You can tell how vibrant this palette is going to be just from the cover of the palette. But I mean, this palette is just beautiful, and that is the palette right there, full of so much color, mattes, shimmers, and talk about pigmentation. Okay, Makeup Revolution, amazing with the pigmentation for an affordable price. This eyeshadow palette, I think she's done Makeup by Tammy. She's done a couple of collaborations with Makeup Revolution in the past, and I also have another video on a newest collection that she's done with them. I'll have that linked up here so you guys can go ahead and check that out as well. But as you can see, I definitely like Makeup Revolution products because, I mean, the colors, how they look in here, with a good eyeshadow base, maybe not even an eyeshadow base, but I mean, the pigmentation is just beautiful. Like, I'll go ahead and pop up a picture of some looks that I've done using this palette, and I mean, just amazing. And this palette, I believe, was either $20 or $25. I don't remember, but still very affordable. I love the shadows are very soft to the touch. They're very like, especially the shimmers are very like velvety to the touch. And yeah, I just really like this. But this is my most colorful palette. I know you guys were probably thinking she's about to whip out that James Charles and Morphe palette. No ma'am, I don't have that. But this was the closest that I can get to it. Next is smallest palette. Now for the smallest palette, I mean, we're just gonna have to dip back into the e.l.f. bite-sized eyeshadows because this literally is the smallest eyeshadow palette that I have. You can just grab one of these to go, stick it in your makeup bag if you're like, especially like if you're just like a natural, simple makeup person and you don't need all these other eyeshadow palettes to create one look. You're good with just this, a nice color scheme. Throw it in your bag and go. I mean, this is just perfect. Next up, we have the biggest palette. The biggest eyeshadow palette I have is nothing super huge, but it is the biggest, and it is these Jaclyn Hill and Morphe collection eyeshadow palettes. I have two of them, that's why I'm showing you them both. But yeah, these are the biggest eyeshadow palettes I own. This is the newest one, and this was the volume 2, which I absolutely love because this can also categorize as a colorful palette as well, but the Makeup Revolution was more like rainbow vibes, you get me? But this one is also still very colorful, and it's got lots of colors in here. I really like this one. And then I also have the first one, which as you can tell has been through it. It is so dirty. And then this is what that one looks like. A whole bunch of eyeshadows in here with your pops of colors here and there. Nice shimmers and some staple neutral matte colors as well. Next up is the eyeshadow palette that I have the best memory of. And once again, I'm just going to be dipping back and forth because, like I said, I don't have that much eyeshadow palettes. There are like little things here and there, but we're just going to go back to this Urban Decay The Book of Shadows Volume 4 palette because, like I said, it was just like one of my first high-end eyeshadow palettes that I purchased, and there's so much to it, and I just remember myself being so excited when I got it because it came with so much things. But yeah, so this one is definitely my best memory. Alright, so next up is which eyeshadow palette was worth the hype. Now, I know I said before that I haven't picked up any Huda Beauty palettes because they are super expensive. However, I do have some Huda Beauty palettes, and however, they're not the full eyeshadow palettes because unless that goes on sale or I find it at Marshall's or TJ Maxx, it can say where it's at. But I actually have the mini eyeshadow palettes. So these are the Obsessions palettes. So we have the Pastel Obsessions, and then they had the Nude Obsessions. This one is the Nude Rich, and then I have the Lilac palette and the Mint palette. But these ones, every time I would go to Sephora, I would see these, I would swatch them, I would be like so in love because they were so buttery and smooth, and the shimmers were just amazing. But I was like, this little thing was $29. And I'm like, for 9 eyeshadows, I'm gonna spend about $30. So I really fought with that for a while. So that's why it took me forever to buy this, because I actually happened to get it on sale. And I think I might have gotten it for like, but yeah, like I was saying, my camera just shut off on me. But yeah, I believe when I picked these up, they were like almost $20. So I was just like, you know what? I will go ahead and pick up a couple, try it out, and I loved it. I loved it because the pigmentation is so pigmented. It's so pigmented. So I would definitely think it's worth the hype. It was absolutely pigmented, especially this Nude Rich palette. Even though we had a casualty here, this one just completely fell out. But that's besides the point. Everything else about the palette is absolutely amazing. The colors in here, like I said, like it says, it is a rich palette. It definitely is a rich palette. The pigmentation is there. The color payoff. It's smooth. It blends well. I mean, I gotta give it to her. This definitely was worth the hype. I would still say wait for it to go on sale. If you can catch a sale, if you get like a coupon, one of your bigger influencers has a coupon code that you could get you a nice little sale on them, then I'll go ahead and say try to pick one up. But they were definitely worth the hype. Alright, so next up is which one was not worth the hype. I don't really have an eyeshadow palette that I really just don't like. If I would have to say, no, I don't know. Maybe, okay, so maybe we can go with this one. So an eyeshadow palette that I have that I thought was, it was just okay, it was not worth the hype, was actually this ColourPop, and I love ColourPop, y'all. But ColourPop, this Honey, which was wildly popular. Everyone was raving about this, but I feel like everyone who was raving about this, it could actually show up on their skin. I don't know. I felt like I had a hard time seeing the yellow, and I bought this because yellow on melanated skin, melanin, brown skin, dark skin, whatever. I just think it looks amazing. So imagine like a nice summery yellow bronze look on the eye. That's why I went ahead and picked this up. I absolutely love that, but I felt like this was just like, okay. The yellow mattes in here didn't really show up on my skin tone that much, or even if it did, like when I would go to blend it out, I felt like it would kind of just like disappear, and I'd have to keep packing, all for it to just fade and not stay as vibrant as I would love it. What I did like in this though was the shimmers. I feel like ColourPop shimmers always hit. But the shimmers in this palette was actually really nice, especially this one, this one right here, which is called Queen Bee, and then this one down here, which is Oh Behave. Yeah, so this one I thought was just, it was just okay. It wasn't nothing to write home about, but I still have it. I'm still keep it. I'm still playing it. It's got this nice chunky glitter right here that is also pretty cool. But yeah, I just thought this one was okay. Next up, we have favorite palette from a favorite brand. Oh, yes, I do have one. And it is ColourPop once again. And it is it's an oldie but a goodie. So this is the Shayla and ColourPop collection. This is the Perception palette. And when this came out, first of all, I bought the entire collection. I bought the entire collection when it came out because I was super excited for this collection to drop. And this eyeshadow palette was obviously my favorite thing from the collection. When I first bought this palette, if I had somewhere to go, if I had to put on makeup, I would always reach for this palette because it's got nice gold shimmers in here. It's got nice natural shades, transition shades. Got like a pop of purple, blue, and then the like emerald green, and which I think is amazing, especially for if you have brown eyes, because it makes them pop. And I just remembered, I just got good memories of this one. This could also fall under good memories as well. But yeah, I loved everything about this palette. But as you can see, I still haven't hit pan. Even though I loved it, I still haven't hit pan. But anyway, it was, yeah, I just really love this eyeshadow palette. Like, I just remember always going to this palette. And I do also have a video on when I did a look with this. I recreated a look that Shayla did, which is actually, if you look at my avatar for YouTube, it's the picture from that video. But yeah, this one I would have to say is my favorite palette, and it is from ColourPop. Oh, next up is most used. So I would, we can just go right back into this one because, like I said, this one was my most used. Even though I say this is my most used, that I have not hit pan in it because I don't wear makeup every day, like I said. But this was definitely my most used eyeshadow palette. And I kind of want to add like my own little spin on it, or like add another little section. And it's eyeshadow palettes that I have that I actually never even used. So I have a little bit here, like quite a little bit. And some of these I got for like eyeshadow review purposes, and I might have done like a review on it, and then that's it. And it's just been sitting. So the first two are, this one is this Wet n Wild Pac-Man collection. Girl, I used this one time and that's it. One time. one time. That's it. That's what that looks like. It was very affordable at the drugstore. Super fun, super colorful, but just used it for a makeup review just to do like a cute little look with it, and I set it aside and forgot about it. Next we have, this is another Makeup Revolution eyeshadow palette, and this is actually the Patricia Bright collaboration that she did with them. This one is the Rich in Life palette. I did a review on this palette quite a while back, and I don't know, I had a really hard time with this palette, and I felt like it wasn't blending right. Maybe it could have just been me. I've had, like, some of the shadows are super soft, but I just felt like, I don't know, it just wasn't going really well for me. So once I did that palette, once I did that review and that video, I kind of just put it back in the box and just sat it on the shelf and just really forgot about it. Next up we have these LA Girl Pro palettes, and I have the, what is this? This is the Pro Mastery palette, and this is the Pro Artistry palette. I had two before and I was planning on using it, but I never used it, and then I used it in I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna use it in a giveaway. So I did a giveaway when I reached 1,000 subscribers, and I gave those two to the lucky winner, and then I went back out and purchased them again because I was like, I wanted to try them out for myself. I just never got the chance to, and I still haven't gotten the chance to because I still have not used these. That's what this one looks like. Yeah, I really like this one. Very glam. And then the Pro Mastery palette, I really like to see this one still has the plastic on it as well. Wow. But yeah, this one is just more of your blush and berry tones for your like pinky rose colored looks, with some nice shadows in here as well. Gold shadow, gold shimmers, pink shimmers. But yeah, another one that I have not used, but I can't wait to. And then last but not least is these two little palettes right here. These are also from the drugstore. These are by the brand Essence, and this is the Fire palette. Bring this in a little closer. This is Fire palette, and what is this? Water. So fire and water. We're airbending over here. Still plastic on it, girl. I probably got this like a month ago. Plastic still on it and all, but that's what that one looks like. And then this is the water palette, and I thought these were pretty cool because they kind of remind me of back in the day when Kat Von D came out with her eyeshadow palettes. I think it was called like the Alchemist or something. I could be making that up, but I'm pretty sure it was called the Alchemist. But it just reminded me of that because when you open it up, you kind of see these in the background, this little triangle thing on the palette. I mean, that's the only thing that reminds me of the palette. But yeah, two other palettes that I have not even used yet. But yeah, guys, so that is it for this eyeshadow palette tag. I hope you enjoyed this video. I actually really enjoyed myself going through all this eyeshadow palette, bringing back some old memories. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did like this video, be sure to go ahead and give it a thumbs up. That lets me know that you do like these kind of videos, and I can go ahead and bring you some more fun content like this. If you're not already subscribed to my channel, be sure to go ahead and hit that subscribe button down below. But just click it. Click it. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button. I would love to have you join this family, like I said. And I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.